want to welcome everybody to youtube.com/Front Street Fights, also frontstreetfights.com on Facebook as well. Matt Johnson along with Mitch Coats as we get ready to recap what was a great night of fights at Front Street Fight 7 presented by bodybuilding.com. Mitch, what do you say? Let's go ahead and start looking at the action tonight, beginning with our amateur card tonight. First fight of the night, Manuel Lopez, Lucio Rivera. As we take a look at the action here, Lucio be able to get this one. Ref stoppage, 2:10 round one. What did you think of this fight?
He took a low blow, woke the sleeping giant, and he finished Manuel pretty handily in the first round.
Second fight of the night was a heavyweight bout between Josh Evans and Eli Gothorpe. As you see, Lucio Rivera being awarded his victory there. Again, ref stoppage at 2:10 of round one. The heavyweights tonight, Josh Evans and Eli Gothorpe. It was fast and furious like you expected.
Yep, it was another TKO. It was a great stoppage. I look to have a lot of, I want to see Eli a lot more in the future and get him a little bit more game opponents. And Josh did a good job, but he took a beating.
And again, as you called it, a TKO at 2:07 of round number one. Eli Gothorpe from Idaho Falls, Idaho, Team Davis MMA fighter. He is awarded his first victory as both of these combatants were making their MMA debut tonight. So, again, congratulations to Eli Gothorpe picking up his first MMA victory. We hope to see him back here pretty soon. What was a pretty exciting amateur fight of the night, we move on to Jesse Gingler and Monty Klistoff. Of course, Jesse Gingler from Kamiah, Idaho. Monty Klistoff, brand new to Boise, Idaho, only been here for a couple of months. Again, another great back-and-forth fight tonight.
Yeah, Monty did a great job. He was a well-rounded MMA, practitioner, and Joshua kept grunting and trying his jiu-jitsu, which, to no avail, didn't work this time.
And Monty Klistoff able to pick up the victory tonight via unanimous judges' decision. It was 30-27, 30-27, 29-28 as Monty Klistoff improved his record to a 6-3 mark. Moving on to our final amateur bout of the night, Aiden Escataki against Jeremiah Steele. Jeremiah Steele with the 5-2 record. Aiden Escataki undefeated tonight. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, once again, grappling didn't work. You have to be a little bit more, well-rounded and be a mixed martial artist. And, Aiden had better grappling, but Jeremiah just had, was once again a much more well-rounded fighter, and he had great stamina.
And this one, as did two of the other fights in our amateur fight, this one was a victory for Jeremiah Steele, also done by a ref stoppage. As you see, referee Chuck G stopping the fight right there in round number two. Jeremiah Steele improving to 6-2 on his career, definitely promising. As we get ready to move on to the pro portion of the night, this was a first for Front Street Fights, a first for Boise, Idaho, the first international fight, Hedgevaldo Cavallo against Matt Jones. This one, you want to talk about some heavy hitting? This is where it came in tonight.
And this is the start of the night. The curse of the head and arm guillotines that don't work.
And you talked about that throughout the amateur portion
all
of the
night
card as well,
and
too.
So this was to the detriment of Hedgevaldo.
And you're going to see it coming up here in just a minute. Matt Jones is going to land. The shot heard definitely around CenturyLink Arena. One might almost call that the shot heard around the world. You're going to see it coming up here in just a couple of seconds. It's an uppercut that's going to drop him. 3, 2, 1. It's coming. My counting's a little off. There it is right there. That's what led to the end of the fight. That's what led Matt Jones to pick up the biggest victory of his career.
Via RNC.
Via the rear naked choke. So congratulations to Matt Jones as he improves to 3-1 on his career. Now we move on to what would be labeled the fight of the night here. And we got to get a little bit of celebrations. Of course, Matt Jones, his birthday as well, too. So very special happy birthday to Matt Jones picking up that victory again.
4-0.
Moving to 4-1 on his career.
4-1.
Moving on to our next fight is Joaquin Calderon and Ricky Steele. This is what would end up being the fight of the night. What did you see from this one? A lot of cat and mouse, a lot of fast action throughout.
Yeah, like I said before, Ricky's a consummate professional. He proved it tonight. He came back from his layoff of being injured with a broken hand and, proved that he still belongs in the conversation of the kind of, up-and-comers in the nation. And Joaquin, he took a lot of damage to his legs. He's a great journeyman fighter, but honestly tonight, he just was outclassed.
And Ricky, of course, on loan from our friends at RFA. So, again, a huge thank you to RFA for allowing Ricky to come home and take this fight, which he did. And that welt, as you can kind of see there on the highlights as we look more on it, Joaquin's going to be walking a little gingerly tomorrow. Again, Ricky Steele able to pick up the victory in this one. This one was the second of 2 judges' decisions that we had. As you can see, the damage Ricky Steele caused there, leaking from Joaquin Calderon. Again, the second of 2 judges' decision we had tonight. This one unanimous, 30-27 in favor of all 3 judges. The victory going to Ricky the Karate Kid Steele as he moves on to an impressive 4-0 undefeated record. On to the co-main event. This one, no doubt about it, definitely the upset of the night.
Yeah, the upset of the night. It's our hometown, hero, and Freddie Ortega, and he got stopped early and got rocked.
And it was that shot right there that rocked him, and just really unable to recover. And you saw the speed of Yanni step on it right there. Yanni, of course, from Russia by way of Quebec, Canada. He improves to 4-0. Freddie Ortega falls to 7-4. As we get ready for the main event of the night, a lot of controversy. We mentioned it in the broadcast tonight. Second fight Steven Seiler had with us. Second fight that he missed weight. Both of the hometown fighters, Brandon Himpelman, Scott Tomets, they wanted to take the fights, and fight they did. As we start the highlights, what was the biggest difference in this fight tonight? Of course, we knew it was the striking game of Steven Seiler versus the ground game of Scott Tomets.
Yeah, Steven was just a lot faster. His punches were a lot snappier. Tomets looked a lot slower. Maybe that had to do with not having to cut as much weight, so he wasn't as mobile. I don't know exactly what it was, but Tomets tried hard to pull it out with his grappling, but Steven nullified his grappling and just beat him up with a bunch of elbows in the triangles.
And again, it was a unanimous decision in favor of Super Steven Seiler. He improves to 27-11 as he tries to make his way back to the UFC. Well, once again, we want to thank you so much, everybody that tuned into Front Street Fight 7, presented by Bodybuilding.com, live at CenturyLink Arena. I had a blast with you, Mitch. And, of course, as we mentioned, make sure you stay tuned to Facebook for Front Street Fights. Also on Twitter and Instagram. Watch all the highlights. Fight videos coming soon to youtube.com/Front Street Fights. For Mitch Coats, I'm Matt Johnson, and the rest of us at Front Street Fights. We'll see you guys back in February. Have a good night.